And hello, YouTube! Welcome to the very first video installment of this new series called Tag Team Partner Profiles. And what we do today, we're going to be looking at the Golem. And basically what I'm doing is I'm looking at the character individually and then who partners up with them well. So the Golem, there's a lot of things to take into account with this character and with Tag Team in general that I think many people probably overlook or don't think about. The first thing that you're going to see with the Golem is that he has the highest health total in the game currently before any expansion packs or anything come out. He starts off with 25 health. However, you need to consider the starting card. So for every character, you always need to look at the starting card. What does it provide in terms of value and what does it do? Because this is a guaranteed card that you're going to get every game and start off every game with. So let's look at what it is. It's Protect the Innocent. So give the Golem token to your partner, and then the Golem takes 3 direct damage. If they already have the token, however, then the Golem will attack. He starts off with one. Come on, there we go. He starts off with 1 power, so he'll be dealing at least 1 damage when he does attack. But that's going to take at least 2 turns or 2 deck rotations in order for that to take place, the attacking part to take place. So what you need to look at is the fact that you're inflicting 3 direct damage to yourself in order to block your partner. So in order to compensate for this this regular self-inflicted damage to the Golem, even though he does have a high health bar, he actually gets depleted very quickly, especially if you aren't being strategic with who's taking the actions and how much you need to heal the Golem and things like this. So if you want to look at it this way, the Golem actually technically, because this comes off in the first round, he technically starts off at 22 health. That's his starting health, because it's a guarantee that you're always going to be losing that 3 health at the beginning of every game. So you need to look at it that way. So Golem actually only has around 22 health in the beginning. He does block for your partner, but you want to also think of it in terms of trades. So if you're taking 3 damage to Golem every turn that you have to activate the token ability, you want to be blocking at least 3 damage. Does that make sense? You don't want an uneven trade there. So if your opponent is only going to hit you, if your opponent's only hitting your partner for like 1 to 2 damage, that is an uneven trade. And then the Golem will be losing value with that token provision, because then you're going to be taking another 3 damage to reapply the token every time this comes up. And this is a guaranteed every time. He does have 2 copies of this. The fact that you start off with this makes me think that you don't really want to add the second card in there unless you're going attack heavy. The reason being is that he actually has 3 attack cards here. This will be his 4th and then his 5th. So he has quite a few attacking cards when you have the token already applied. You can play kind of aggro in this way with the Golem if you have the correct partners, and if you have if you're going against other characters that have low amount of block cards and then also low health pools. Actually playing aggro Golem is sort of a good viable strategy here. So that's when you would actually think about maybe putting in the second Protect the Innocent card, maybe relatively early in the game. Self-sacrifice is kind of that's a situational if you're using Golem as a support character rather than like a pseudo attack character. He can partner well with Bodvar. Simply for the reanimation card will allow Bodvar to kind of double up his rage tokens really quickly, really early. The problem with that is sometimes when you do that, even when you use that with Bodvar, you might end up you might be flipping too early, and then you don't have enough HP as the bear. So, what are his best team ups or best tag team partners? Also, Shango works. So those 3, Shango. If you're wanting to play like kind of an aggressive style, Shango works really well. The reanimation token can help you put the double up your flame tokens on one character, and then kind of end the game pretty early. That's if you're teaming up with Shango, you're kind of wanting to play a quick game. You want to be hitting hard, hitting fast, and attacking. So you can probably play a little bit of that attack Golem style, and then looking for the reanimation. This is your key card to win. It's like your win con. Or the Fey Folk and the Wild Bunch. So the Fey Folk are strictly a support character to the Golem, where they just enable the Golem to do everything that the Golem needs to do, rather. You don't want to be using self-sacrifice too much. You want the Golem to have as much power as possible in that partner team-up, and then you basically do want to be playing all of your attack cards to blast people as much as possible, and just have the Golem take as many actions as possible. Because you don't want the Faithfolk to be taking too many actions to where you keep reapplying the token and then just keep self-damaging. What the cool thing about this is the reanimation card becomes kind of unlocked with that team up. The Faithfolk have quite a few good cards that are good for the doubling. They have a lot of heal cards that will heal the Golem back up, and what you're wanting to do is kind of hover around this spot here with the Golem. So you want to be right around here, so every time you pass this point, you're gaining another power, so that every time you attack somebody, you're just blasting them for like 5+ attack, which will end the game relatively early. The Faithfolk also have some good cancel and control effects and good block cards. But going to the Wild Bunch has some really good cards that will kind of zone in on one target, where you're just trying to attack one opponent from your enemy, one partner or tag team partner from your enemy opponent, which will allow you also to end games early. The goal of this game is to try to end before you get through, I think it's 6 rounds. Yeah, 6 rounds, before 6 rounds. Because after 6 rounds, that means that you've gone through your deck at least one, the draw deck, and then put it into your what do you call it, your attack deck or battle deck. You've gone through that entire draw deck at least once, because you only have 18 cards and you're drawing 3 cards per round. So by round 6, you need to be ending or closing the game out, because you don't want your opponent to be able to have another go around to try to answer your deck that you've already constructed. If that makes any sense. There's a balance here. Like I said, you need to understand which partner's taking the actions and which ones and what you're trying to do. I'm getting a little rambly here, but the Wild Bunch enables the Golem because it can attack either both partners or one partner. Same thing with Shengo. It attacks both players or one specific player. And if you can get the timing right, reanimation will basically win you the game in one turn. If someone has like 10 or less HP, even sometimes I've seen it like at around 12 to 14 HP, you double up an effect and then you just blast somebody for 14 in one go, and then you win the game out of nowhere, kind of a situation. The second reason why the Wild Bunch and the Faithfolk work really well is the way that their health tracks work. So the Faithfolk have 3 different health tracks, and then the Wild Bunch has that one health track where it's like it stops every time, it only moves one space. Those health tracks combo very well with the Golem token. It can really prolong games, and they have good healing in their deck. So you just basically heal the Golem, allow for the token spam, and you will prolong a game while enabling the Golem to just get a lot of power, and then just basically end the game in 1 or 2 turns from like a giant attack, and then using reanimation there. But I forgot to talk about percentages actually, which this is only like for those who really want to get into it. So we talked about the guaranteed card and what that means, but then you need to talk about the percentage of drawing into these cards, right? So if you have 1 copy of the card, it's only around 16.7% to draw it at any one turn. So that means it's going to take on average around 4 turns to get into that card if you don't already have the card. These are statistics and averages. It's not always going to be like, sometimes it'll take longer than 4 turns, sometimes it'll take less than 4 turns, but around 3 to 5 turns is when you'll actually draw into your 1 copy cards in your deck. Keep that in mind. So if you're really banking on this reanimation card, just know it's going to take around 3 to 5 turns, on average 4 turns in order to get into it. So you need to stall out the game until that happens, or set up your deck in a way to where you can take advantage, like you already have a plan of what you want to do with the card when you get it. All right, so that's both of those have the same statistic. And then the 2 copies is around a 31.5% chance to draw it on any one turn. So on average, it's going to take you around 2 to 3 turns to get into at least one of these cards. Heal the Wound is very good because this is a double action card. That's another thing that we need to talk about. I probably should just do a strategy, like a general guided strategy of what makes a good character in tag team. Number 1 is high health. The longer you can stay in the game, the less likely you are to lose the game. That's just kind of self-explanatory. The second thing is action economy per card. Joan is absolutely broken in this game. That's probably the best character because almost all of her cards do 2 things. They like heal her and her partner, or they heal her in attack, or they block an attack, or they do some sort of block and then move your marker check thing. her little dial, which allows her to give her partner an extra power every time, like every other turn or whatever. So Joan's actually probably the best character in this game, but I digress. These are the only cards that allow Golem to take a double action. Heal the Wounded, and Heal the Wounded is only actually a one-time effect too. When you add it into your deck, you're actually going to heal a Golem for 3 and then heal your partner for 1. So action economy per card is a very valuable thing. Total HP, and then also like starting your starting card and then your starting power are 4 key components to take into consideration to how strong a character is amongst the cast. The last thing is, what is the total value of the card? So this would be a total value of 4 HP. So you're gaining 4 HP on that card. Now, if you want to look at it in terms of this too, so in terms of total value, this is actually -3 with the possibility of being positive if your token blocks an attack that's over 3, if that makes any sense. So it could be, so it's already a negative. So if you don't, like I was saying, the trade comes into play here, the value of the card. If you block a 4+ attack, then it's a +1 value in terms of HP exchange there. So those are things to consider. And then also you want to look at consistency, like I said. So I already gave you the rates for the singles, the doubles, and now the rate for getting into this your triple cards is around a 44.2% chance to draw it on any one turn. So around 2 turns on average is going to take before you see this card. Then this is only at the start of the game. All these percentages only deal with the very first turn when you're drawing, and then after the first turn, the percentages and the chance actually mixes and changes up all sorts of ways. Because once you've removed 3 cards from your deck, it's no longer the same percentage. That's why I kind of round up anyway. So usually, instead of like getting that 100% chance, usually I just round up to around, if it's like 80 or above, you're probably going to see it in that turn, that card in that turn. So anyway, I digress. So you'll get into your attack cards quite often with Golem. Anyway, okay. In summation, he is a pseudo support tank bruiser, kind of like a brawly character. He wants to use his HP as a resource to gain power tokens, or whatever you call them, power cubes, in order to increase his attacks. He has 5 total attack cards when you are including his protection token when you have the token active already. But he uses his HP as a resource in order to apply those things. So he partners well with people who heal, and he partners well with people who can take really good advantage of that reanimation card. And I have to multitask with the Golem. So you can either rely on Golem as your main attacker, or you can rely on him for the reanimation, and then also kind of like just soak up the damage for your partner to finish off the game. And the ones who work well with that are Bodvar, Bodvar, sort of. He's worth a mention, but I don't really like him with Golem. Shango, the Fey Folk, and then also the Wild Bunch. Let me know what I got right. Let me know what I got wrong, guys. This is a discussion, but it's good to be back and make a video again. I hopefully will be able to be more regular, and I will see you guys in the next one. Keep grinding. Peace out.